This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Revival Gold, Mr. Hugh Agro. Hugh, how are you today?
Excellent, Gerardo. Thank you for having me.
You had some news. You had some news a few days ago, 2 days ago, announcing a $10 million bought deal financing. And I think that was after market on the 20th. The morning of the 21st, I woke up and that bought deal financing had increased to $13 million. I joked with you off air that that's likely the quickest $3 million you've ever come across. And I know you likely had to turn down more. So first and foremost, congratulations on getting this to the finish line. And frankly, you know, you and I had conversations earlier in the year where I felt that Revival Gold stock was underperforming and there was a lot of opportunity there. The company and the stock has performed extremely well. I still believe there's a lot of opportunity there. First and foremost, congrats, Hugh, and let's talk about the financing, and then let's talk about what you're going to do with it.
Thank you, Gerardo. By no means are we at the finish line. This is almost a new beginning for us, and you know your subscribers and your listeners have been following the story for a while. They understand that there's a lot of value at Beartrack Arnett. I think the broader audience is starting to catch on, but there's a lot further to go here. The bought deal was over 2 times subscribed, and we did wind up cutting back a lot of folks. So we're seeing some volume in the market right now as guys want to catch up. That's good for the stock, and it's good for our current shareholders. But I think there's also some really good trading opportunities here for incoming investors. And the value proposition is very strong.
Well said. You have 3 million ounces as it stands across all categories. I've gone on record saying that I believe you'll in short order work your way towards 5 million. Are there opportunities now with the balance sheet being topped off out there in the market that you still feel could present value, which is a long way of asking, are you still on the M&A trail, which we discussed in the past? Is that still a focus, or is the focus strictly on Beartrack and Arnett?
I don't think our game plan or our strategy changes as a result of topping up the cash to continue our program and build on our asset at Beartrack Arnett. We have an active corporate development process underway. We look at a lot of different things that allows us to know when we see good value, and it's all relative. As I said earlier, I think we've got tremendous value in the Beartrack Arnett. Our stock price has performed in line with our peers, but you know, one thing I think that differentiates us is that we have not issued the same number of shares to get to the same place. That is to say, we've got a lower market cap and a lower market cap per ounce of gold in the ground, and I think that underpins value. It speaks to the quality of our team and the work that they've done delivering ounces onto the balance onto our resource at less than $5 an ounce. Market cap sitting at somewhere around $16 an ounce. I think there's a lot of upside in the stock from here. Getting back to your question though, Gerardo, we won't change our strategy. We're going to continue to move forward on Beartrack Arnett as the priority, but we'll certainly have our eyes out looking for opportunities. I think this is a great time to be investing in the gold space, both as investors and as corporates.
I also think it's a great time to look at companies that have significant infrastructure advantages, because the bottom line, Hugh, is that gold is sitting here at 1864 as I speak. And there's a lot of companies that if this bull cycle lasts, 3 or 4 years, they simply will not be able to get up and running to catch the sweet spot of that cycle, right? And one of the big distinguishing features of your project is the infrastructure advantage. Can you speak to that a bit?
Great point, and it certainly allows us to fast track Beartrack Arnett. You know that we're underway with a PEA on the heap leach component of the existing resource there. We've got a big mill resource, which will continue to grow. But in the nearer term, there's the prospect of putting the heap leach operation back into production. So we're working on that. We'll have the PEA complete by the end of the year, and alongside of that, we'll have more details in terms of permitting timelines and steps that are required. We could take advantage of the existing footprint, not just the existing infrastructure, but the existing footprint of the plan of operations on the site, which will allow us to move permitting more quickly in that area. So we'll obviously work on strategies to move the project forward as quickly as possible. And as you say, make the best use of this gold environment. I don't think we're going to see a downturn anytime soon, but it would sure be nice to be producing cash for our shareholders, sooner rather than later. The financing we've just done is going to allow us to unlock a lot of value in the project. We're busy at the moment putting together ramped up plans for drilling this year, and all of the technical work and details around moving the project forward. This is a catalytic investment into the business, and I think it'll be very rewarding.
Hey, Hugh, who could have known a couple of years ago that all those ounces on the leach pad could be profitable one day?
you pointed that out. Of course, it's not. We don't have any of the ounces in the historic leach pad in the resource. They don't meet 43-101 requirements. But I think that was one of your first observations walking the property, looking over at that hillside of leach pads, and it is something that we think about in the context of the mill project, and certainly $1,800 gold and above makes it pretty appealing.
Absolutely, a lot to like. How's the PEA coming along, Hugh?
We're making really good progress. Wood PLC are the engineer contractors. We've had them out to site, as well as some of the support engineers on the infrastructure at Bear Track. The mine planning steps have been completed. We've got cost estimates, and we're also working on updated operating parameters around metallurgy and recoveries and so on. The next step for the team is to advance the permitting timelines and steps, processes, work on putting together the financial model and optimizing that. And so we're making really good progress with all of those steps. Then we'll, roll into putting the report together. It'll be an updated technical report, which will include the existing resource, which was done by RPA, and it'll include the updated. It'll include the summary of the PEA and the results of the economics on that, and we'll have that all completed by end of year.
I've said repeatedly that I believe there's at least 5 million ounces at the projects there. When can we anticipate seeing drills turning there again, Hugh?
The team has been mobilized to site. Actually, we mobilized the team to site a couple of weeks ago. They're prioritizing targets. We're working on the drill contract as we speak, and we should be able to have the rigs out on site in August. We'll be drilling on an expanded program. We'll have details of that out next month as well. And priority targets for us will be at Haiti, where we have oxide material open in all directions. And then secondarily, we want to continue to expand on the big system at Bear Track proper. So we'll be drilling in the Rabbit area, which is 2.5-3 kilometers south of the footprint of the existing resource, a big step out. You remember 2018, we stepped out about 1 kilometer south of the footprint of the resource down to Joss, and we added resource along that corridor and scope for more. So we're stepping out again quite a bit further. So it's a very exciting time to be drilling here, and we're really looking forward to getting those holes in. All permitted, ready to go. Team on site, contractor on the ready, and we'll have results this year from Rabbit.
Hugh, congrats again on getting the financing across the finish line. A lot left to do in the second half of this year. Thank you for your time, and I can't wait to have you back on. Hopefully, as you announce the drill targets, and hopefully with a gold price approaching or breaching all-time highs here in U.S. dollars. Thank you again, Hugh.
You bet, Gerardo.